The Resident was written and created by Paul William Davies and based, or inspired by, should I say, the book by Kate Anderson Brower. It stars Uzo Aduba, Giancarlo Esposito, Ken Marino, and Randall Park, and in fact, so many other good performers here. Whenever I do these cast lists, it's often hard to nail down this sort of 4 or 5 that I do. I normally do it as, the leads or people who are noteworthy performances, things like that, but almost everyone's a noteworthy performance. I've kind of gone for the people who've got the most screen time. But this was an interesting piece. It's one of those that, like many of us, have probably seen the Netflix thing with Uzo Aduba with the binoculars on, and I didn't know much more about it. It's not something I'm massively fascinated about, like the White House and things like that, being not from America, but I do love a good murder mystery, and I like a funny thing as well. I mean, it's not a joke a minute, laugh out loud, it's not sitcom style, but it's that natural humour. And like I do when there's a good reason to avoid spoilers, I'm going to give my brief overview because I really want to talk some spoilers to really get to the meat of it, but I understand that some people come to videos going, should I watch it or not? Just tell me. So it'll be a short thing. The short answer is yes. If you're thinking of watching this, watch it. If you enjoy stuff like Knives Out, I think that's probably the closest thing I could say, watch it. If you enjoy, again, the whole idea of what goes in, like this sort of Downton Abbey, like the upstairs downstairs kind of thing, but in the States, you'll enjoy this. If you enjoy any of these performers, you'll enjoy this. I can't think of many people who won't get something out of this. I mean, my partner's not massively bothered by murder mystery. She doesn't hate them, but she really enjoyed this. That's the back of the box. That's the very brief overview. If you're thinking of watching it, watch it. That's it. So with that out of the way, like I said, so many good performances here. And one of the things that I'm going to get the big spoiler out of the way, the reveal of Lily Schumacher as the murderer wasn't really one that I thought as strongly as some of the others. Molly Griggs does so well in the role, like she plays it so annoyingly, it's meant to be. But it wasn't, like I say, it wasn't one that I thought of straight away. I genuinely thought the first suspect we had, really, Jasmine Haney, who would then take on the role of Chief Usher, as played by Susan Kalaji Watson, I really thought she would be the murderer, because she's got that progression, that promotion motive. But then, of course, again, Mary Wiseman, I loved her as Tilly in Discovery. Nice to see her in something else and getting some action. But her whole thing, I'm going to kill you with the knife and everything like that, it's the stress of the event that happened. So it didn't register as high for me, and all these different things. Like every time we saw a new suspect, I was like, I can see it, but I just couldn't get off Jasmine Haney as the murderer. That was where my mind was latched onto. And even the beautiful story of, Elsie and Bruce, their love story, I was like, that was one where I was like, well, maybe it could be them. And it could be that she did it and then he cleaned it up. That's believable. But even then, Lily was not in the top 5, really. But I didn't think it was unbelievable. I didn't think it was a bad reveal just because I hadn't guessed it correctly. I enjoy being wrong because I guess a lot of these things correctly, in general. So I enjoyed being actually sideswiped and like, oh, it's someone else entirely. And I loved how it was explained because of her thing about remodeling the whole place, the hatred, if you will, for what it stands for and what it represents. And that also gave her a convenient way to hide the murder weapon. It was so well put together. And the whole process throughout of the investigation, the find it's a suicide and then reopening it, all of that. And of course we know Bix is a stand-in for a certain MTG. Absolutely. Gotta be. But even she was kind of likeable towards the end. But that's it. Every character here had something that, even if they weren't necessarily likeable, they drew you to them. I mean, Giancarlo Esposito here does what he does so well. Winter is a very proper, put together, we don't do things in public, we do things a very specific way, kind of gentleman, old style gentleman. And it's something that Esposito is so talented at. There's elements of it in Gus Fring for one. I know he's been in a few Star Wars stuff that I haven't seen yet because I've got a backlog, okay? But I'm told he's really good in those roles. In fact, that does lead me to one of the sad things of this series. At the end of the final episode, episode 8, it does say in memory of Andre Braugher, who You know, his passing was sad for me as well. I enjoyed Brooklyn Nine-Nine. He was also in the Mist film. I enjoyed him in that. And I was like, maybe he was originally going to be Winter. And I know I don't like to check things and look things up, but I thought that was an important point to double check on. And yes, he was originally slated to play Winter and obviously died before he could complete the work. So the fact that Esposito worked so well in the role, but I could actually also completely see Brower doing it just as well, means that it was well written and well performed all around. Paul William Davies is not one of those names that I knew before, but I know it now, and I really want to see more of Cordelia Cupp. The fact that she's such an eccentric character works so well for someone like Uzo Aduba, who, after playing Crazy Eyes in Orange is the New Black, I can see this wonderful capability of her inhabiting these characters who are just a little odd. There's just something about them that is just different. They march to the beat of their own drum kind of thing. And that also assuages me of some guilt, because I remember, 2 more years ago, when I talked about Orange is the New Black, I said, I'm going to do a big piece, it's just, a lot of work and I haven't got time to do it. And then I think the summer came and I was like, it's a lot of work, I can't do it. I still feel guilty about that. So talking about something that one of my favourite performers from that is in makes me feel a little better. But I really did enjoy The Residence for what it was. Characters were well served, it was believable, the resolution didn't feel cheap and tacked on, and it got some laughs out of me, it got some head scratches out of me. And like I say, yeah, it gives that Knives Out vibe, absolutely. I don't want to start a petition, but I'm at that point where I really need to get more of this character, of this world, and who knows, if enough of us like it and watch it and, support it, maybe we'll get more. So if you're one of those people who went, oh, spoilers don't matter, and you still haven't watched it, I have spoiled it for you, but I think you can still enjoy watching how it's all put together. But that's it. The Residence, go and watch it, go and support it, try and get more of this. And yeah, until next time, as always, thank you for watching, and take care.